Hello everyone, welcome back to The Words Whispered. As usual, everything in this video is alleged. Now, we got to switch up today. I usually do not talk about people who don't primarily post on YouTube. I may sprinkle in a celebrity or a time or two here and there, but for the most part I keep it to YouTubers. But this family, I guess I'll say, is pretty big on Instagram and TikTok now. And one of them they have a YouTube channel. They just don't post on it. But we're gonna talk about the Henry / Sims family of it all. For those of you who do not know, Jayla Brenae is her name on Instagram. She's a really big mommy influencer, content creator. On Instagram. Let's double check her numbers. She has 406,000 followers, and then she also has a pretty big following on TikTok too. But I'm not gonna go check that. Anyways, she has built a brand around her marriage to her husband, Tony. I don't know which one it is. And their two children. Their children's names are Nyla and what is it? Braylon? Which one is it? One of the two. Anyways, she built a platform around her husband. She had her daughter's a toddler, and her son, I believe, is technically preschool age. Because I think once you hit 4 and older, you're not a toddler anymore, if I'm not mistaken. 4 plus. Like 4 to 5, I think, is preschool. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But she has one toddler and one preschool aged child. Now, recently, she has started doing a lot more content with her twin sister, whose name is Janae Sims. But she goes by Auntie on social media, which I don't think is a good idea, but that's a whole other thing. We'll get into that maybe later in the video. But this is what I've noticed. Janae is LGBT. We're going to say she's lesbian. She's part of the LGBT community. And she has a wife named Diana. They've been together for a while. I don't remember how many years. But they've been married for 4. Let's say they've been together for, I don't know, let's round up and say almost 10 years maybe. Oh, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong about that. But they've been together for a while. I'm scrolling through her Instagram while I do this video to see if there's a date of when, like how long they've been together. Anyways, I don't see it, so we're just going to keep going. This is what I wanted to do this video about today. Recently, Jayla and Janae have been doing like twin family content together. All of their family has gotten in on it. The parents, the in-laws. Well, Jayla's in-laws, not Janae's in-laws. They've all been posting like cross content on TikTok and Instagram. And I just want to say, I wonder how Janae and Diana feel. Like, honestly feel. Because for those of you all who don't know the alleged backstory, Jayla got married 5 years ago to Tony. We're going to call him Tony. Let's call him Tony. She got married 5 years ago to Tony. And Janae got married 4 years ago to Diana. Now, Jayla, according to the story she loves to tell, only knew Tony for maybe a few months before she got pregnant and married. They were like, 3 months into their relationship, I think, if that. They only had been on a few dates. Whereas Janae had been with Diana for years before they got married. And I remember thinking maybe a year or two ago, wow, it's weird that they're twins and don't post content together. Let's say it was 2 years ago. I remember thinking, because at one point I did see Jayla on my page a lot because I follow a few mommy influencers. I don't think I ever followed her, but she always was on my explore page. And she was always posting content with Kyra Henry, who is her husband's sister-in-law. She's married to Tony's brother. Can't think of his name, but that's her husband's sister-in-law. So technically her sister-in-law by marriage. Duh. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. And I remember thinking, what are the chances that they both do the same thing? And what are the chances that they both have multiple kids at a young age? Well, like, what are the chances? And I'm like, it's weird that she posts her husband's extended family more than she posts hers. Because for most people who are twins, and I'm going to assume Jayla and Janae are identical twins because they look so much alike, but you know that's not really an indicator, but we're going to assume that they are. You would think she would be closer to her sister's wife than she would be to her husband's sister-in-law. If you guys get what I'm saying. If you have siblings, you get what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I thought this years ago. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I said, they must not get along. Because why does she always acknowledge her husband's sister-in-law, but she never acknowledges Diana, who is her actual sister-in-law, because she's her sister's wife? And I didn't say anything about it publicly on this platform or prior to this platform, but I did think it. And so recently, you know, they have rekindled and everybody is posting each other and kumbayaing it up on TikTok. But the truth is, in my opinion, it was rooted in homophobia. And so I wonder, and you can tell that it's still a sore spot, because anytime Diana and Janae post wedding content, because they had an actual planned wedding 4 years ago that none of Janae's family was at, including her lovely twin sister, Jayla Brenae, who claims they love each other so much. She was also not at the wedding. And so anytime Diana and Janae post wedding content, there's always someone in the comments asking Janae, hey, where's your sister? Hey, where's your mom? Hey, where's your dad? Hey, where's your family? And those comments are usually ignored or deleted. And it's clear that it's rooted in ill feelings. And I just wonder, back to my original point, I wonder how Janae and Diana must feel that them being a part of the LGBT community was looked at as so horrendous that none of her family showed up for her wedding. But yet you have Jayla, who was having premarital sex and had a baby out of wedlock. Yeah, they rushed to get married after she was pregnant, but she got pregnant a couple of months into the relationship and had a shotgun wedding in Vegas. And it seems like, according to what we see on social media, her parents praise her and love her and uplift her kids and are always around her and her family. And you have Diana and Janae kind of appear as outsiders when they technically did everything right in terms of like their progression from girlfriends to from dating to girlfriends to moving in together maybe. But I just mean, like, they don't have any kids yet. They were married first, and yet that's still, I don't know. I wonder how they feel. And now that they have allegedly made up, you have to see this whole week of Jayla posting her wedding content from her vow renewal, and Janae smiling in the pictures, and their parents being there to support. And I'm just curious, if Janae renews her vows next year for her 5-year anniversary with Diana, are her parents going to show up this time? Or is she going to have stand-in parents again? And I can imagine, you are happy to be rebuilding the relationship with your family and rebuilding the relationship with your twin sister, but I know that has to hurt, and I know that has to kind of eat them up, that she's getting all of this support for having a baby out of wedlock, which is, if we're talking about what's sinning, is also a sin. If you want to go the biblical route, which is what their family pushes. And yet, you guys couldn't show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how that must feel for her. And I could imagine that even though she's smiling in her sister's face and sharing videos and reposting and having fun allegedly in her sister's face, I wonder what her and Diana talk about at night in terms of that. Because they honestly just started coming back around some months ago. You know what I mean? So, and I still don't think we've seen a picture of Janae, Diana, and their parents together, unless I missed it. Which, once again, if I did miss it, comment that in the comment section down below. But I just was gonna say my heart goes out to them, because I can imagine that that's a hard thing to have to deal. That's a hard trauma to try to push through. And I hope that they're dealing with it the best way they can. And aside from them shucking and jiving and smiling, and the Henry and the Sims family's face, because Jayla is technically a Sim before she's a Henry. So instead of while they're smiling in each other's faces, I really do hope that Diana and Janae are taking time for themselves to unpack the trauma of what Janae's family has, what it appears, put them through. Goodbye.